بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين. أيها الأخوة والأخوات، طبعا هذه هي الحلقة رقم 2 من مادة اللغة الإنجليزية، قسم الاقتصاد وقسم إدارة الأعمال بكلية الاقتصاد والعلوم الإدارية، طلاب وطالبات الانتساب المطور في جامعة الإمام. الحلقة الأولى والدرس الأول بدأنا بالverb be وقدمنا الصيغة or the form وأيضا بعض الأمثلة البسيطة. طبعا كانت النقطة التي ذكرتها في البداية هي أنه the verb be is used as a linking verb. And today we'll of course continue talking about the verb be. So let's go to the first slide. Okay. And the word contractions with be. Well, contractions can be translated like, for example, ممكن نقول تقليص, دمج, اختصارات, short forms basically. So contractions means short forms. Short forms are used in speech and in formal writing. When we talk, when we of course speak, we use short forms of the verb be. And what happens is that we put the verb be and the subject together. Now, this is of course when we produce again statements, affirmative sentences. Look at the forms of the contractions with verb be. Singular. Well, the way it is pronounced is like this: am. For example, you can say, I'm a teacher, I'm a doctor. And then for you, you're. For he, he's. She's. It's. Ahmed's. The pens. Now that's for singular. For plural, we say your. And here, of course, the pronoun you can be used for a person, one person, or two or more. So, للمفرد your, and للجمع your also. We're, like we're Saudis, or we're whatever, we're students, we're teachers. And then we have there. Okay. Let's get some examples. جمل مثبتة ومختصرة. That is affirmative plus contractions. We have the examples here. And again, we start with mufrad, singular sentences. Like, I'm a teacher. That means I am a teacher. In regular form, I say, I am a teacher. With contractions, we say, I'm a teacher. What happens is that we basically make this verb here short. We make it short. So it becomes, I'm a teacher. We combine the subject and the verb be. We put them together to make the contraction. Contraction with be for I and am. So I'm a teacher. For you, you're a student. He's an accountant. She's a banker. It's a check. Ahmed is my boss. The game's over. This is all for the singular. These are all sentences in singular form. For plural, we say, We're customers. We're customers. And they're employees. They're employees. Of course, I'm not going to give you the translation of every word in all the slides because you should use a dictionary to look up these words, get the meaning yourself. Now, these, of course, are what? Affirmative sentences, plus, of course, contraction. We're also going to make these negative. These sentences can be negative. So we have negative with contractions. جمل منفية وأيضا مختصرة. So here we use the sentences with negative sentences with contractions. And again, here we have two sections, مفرد وجمع, singular and plural. Singular sentences. I'm not a teacher. Okay? In here, of course, you notice that we cannot say am't, I am't. We cannot. With you, we say you're not a student. The verb be, okay, is put together with the subject, with the pronoun you, and then we have the word not for negative. But we can also combine or the verb with the word, the negative word, the word negative, not, together to say you aren't a student. You aren't a student. For he is not a student, or he isn't a student. Notice that we have the verb, and here we have the verb is together with the subject, the pronoun he, for a man. And here we have the word not for negation, to negate a sentence or a statement. And it's put together with the verb be. So he isn't a student. For she, that's a woman, she's not a banker. Or she isn't a banker. She isn't a banker. For it, that is for a thing, it's not a pen. It's not a pen. Or it isn't a pen. It isn't a pen. Okay. So now again, this is the plural form for negative sentences plus the contractions. Examples: you're not bankers. You're not bankers. Notice that the word bankers is plural, and we added the, of course, s here because we're talking about plural. You're not bankers. Or you aren't bankers. You aren't bankers. Just exactly the same thing that we've done here and there. Well, here you have the verb be together with the subject, and here, and of course the negative word is not contracted here. It's just by itself. Whereas here, in this example, we have the subject, then we have the verb be along with the word for negative, not. And we say aren't. You aren't bankers. And then examples, more example, we're not employees. So this one is, we're not employees. Here, we're not employees. We aren't employees. We aren't employees. I have just corrected this mistake here that we had. And then the last example is, they're not customers they're not customers, and the other way is they aren't customers. They aren't customers. Okay, let's move on to to talk more, discuss more with the verb be. Okay, questions with be. How do we make questions with be? Remember in the first slide, we said that when we talk, we make statements or questions, or we make negative sentences. Now, when we make questions with verb be, okay, what do? To make questions with be, just put the verb, that is the verb be, just put the verb before the subject. Okay? To make questions with be, just put the verb before the subject. يعني نضع إيش؟ الفعل قبل المبتدأ. And we mean the verb be, الفعل be. Okay. Examples. Statements. If you have statements, these are statements. They're not questions. Statements. جمل مثبتة. Again, singular and plural. مفرد وجمع. We say, I am smart. I am smart. You are late. You are late. He is from Mecca. She is a student. It is a pen. This car is nice. Plural. We are happy. They are sad. Students are outside. Students are outside. Again, the verb be is in red color. Am, are, is, as you can see here. Here, by the way, this sentence, we don't have to have just a pronoun because we can have, just regular nouns like cars, or a car, an animal, a pen, an apple, okay? Or a name, a person, Ahmed or Khalid. So this car, هذه السيارة, is nice. This car is nice. And look at that one. Students. Students are outside. This is plural. Students is plural. Look at the word ends with S. The letter S makes this word plural. All right, so these are all what? Statements. جمل مثبتة. Now, the question is, how do we make these statements questions using be? We use the verb be to make these statements question. How? In statements, the subject, as we see here, comes before the verb be. This is the subject, I. These are the subjects, I, you are late, or you are smart, okay? He, she, it, this car, all of these are subjects. And then they are followed by the verb. The verb comes after, okay, the subject. So the subject comes first, before the verb. Subject, then the verb. And of course you have the complement after that. The complement, التكملة يعني, ممكن تكون كلمات صفات، ممكن تكون مثلا مثلا كلمة from أو ظرف أو شيء أو مكان معين. You are from مكة. أنت من مكة. ممكن نبين your job, like as we said in the first slide. You are a student. أو you are an accountant مثلا. أو ممكن نعرف فيك and for a thing you say it is a pen. And ممكن نصف شيء معين, like here the car is nice. And for the plural we are happy. لاحظ happy, that's صفة. Sad صفة. Outside مكان, بين مكان وين. Students are outside. So in statements, meaning the affirmative sentences or statements, the subject, I, you, he, she, it, this car, we, they, students, the subject comes before the verb be. The verb be in red color. Okay? What about for questions? For questions, there you go, here. Singular. Singular. Am I a student? Am I smart? Sorry. Am I smart? Look at the sentence in statements. I am smart. Or you are smart. We can also say that, definitely. You are smart. That's here. In questions, we say, for example, are you smart? Like here, are you late? For a statement, you are late. Question, are you late? Is he from Mecca? Is she a student? Is it a pen? Is this your car? Is this your car? هل هذه سيارتك? That's singular. For plural, are we happy? هل نحن سعداء? Are they sad? Are students outside? Of course, sad is the opposite of happy. So, are we happy? Are, that's the verb be, comes first, then the subject, and then the complement. So, here, in questions, the verb be, in red color again, in red, the verb be comes before the subject. Now, what is the subject here in this sentence? That is I. The subject in this sentence is you. The subject in this sentence is he. The subject in this sentence is she. The subject in this sentence is it. And the subject in this sentence is this. And the subject in this sentence, that plural sentence here, the subject in this sentence is we, the pronoun we. And here it is they. The subject is they. And here the subject in this sentence is students. They, the subject here, the subjects, all the subjects here in these sentences come, of course, after the verb to make questions. So in questions, the verb be, in red color again, comes before the subject. And then, of course, you have the complement at the end. All right, so that's the first thing that we can do with regard to questions with be. And we call these yes-no questions. Yes-no questions. Now, why do we call them yes-no questions? Why do we call them yes-no questions? Well, the reason is because to answer, okay, you will, of course, you will answer by either yes or no. So if I say, I'm asking, am I smart? The answer would be, yes, you are, or no, you are not. So you can answer with positive or with negative. If I say, are you late? I'm asking you. You may say, yes, I am, or no, I am not. If I ask a person, a man, saying, or ask about a person, Is he from Mecca? You may say, or you will say, your answer will be either positive or negative. If it is positive, you say, yes, he is from Mecca. Or, yes, he is. If it is negative, you'll say, no, he is not from Mecca. Or he isn't from Mecca. Remember, we use not and isn't, the, of course, contraction, the negative contraction in the previous slides, or in lesson 1, I guess. Is she a student? The answer can be yes, she is, or no, she is not. Is it a pen? The answer can be yes, it is, or no, it is not. Is this your car? Yes, it is, or no, it is not. That's for singular. Plural. Are we happy? Well, the answer is yes, we are. Or maybe, no, we are not. Are they sad? Yes, they are. That's if we make short sentence. Or no, they are not. Are students outside? The answer would be either with yes, yes, they are, or with no, no, they are not. Okay. So this is questions. Yes, no questions. Now, WH questions, right, are used to ask for information. We can use the WH words here, like what, which means ماذا, when, متى, where, أين, why, لماذا, who, من, how, كيف. We also make questions using be, okay, here. WH questions, regular forms, WH questions, regular forms. Here you have the regular forms. What's, that's a form. What's your name? When is the party? Where's the library? So what's your name? When is the party? Where's the library? Why is he late? And then the other form here. Who is? For example, who is your teacher? Or how is your wife? These are all what? Questions using regular forms. يعني غير مختصرة, all right? Now we can make this is here, right? Combine it, okay, put it together with the WH word in blue here, and get this. WH questions, okay, with is contractions. So we contract, or we put together the verb be is with WH words, okay, with the WH words to make أسئلة مختصرة, to make short forms of the questions here. And so long to short, or regular to short questions. What's your name? When is the party? Where is the library? Why is he late? Who's your teacher? How's your wife? And again, notice that we use short forms or contractions in mostly in speech or informal writing. Okay. To make these long, of course, we go back again and put them just in regular form. Again, these are WH questions, and what they do when we ask or we use these WH words like what, when, where, why, who, how, basically we ask for information. For example, when I say, what's your name? Well, here I'm looking for information. I'm asking about your name. And when I say, for example, how's your wife? Well, this is also a question about some information. Where's the library? Right? Or, for example, when is the party? These are all questions. And I think this is the end of this second lesson. هذه نهاية الحلقة أو الدرس الثاني. آمل أن تكونوا استفدتم، وإن شاء الله نواصل الحديث عن الverb be واستخداماته في الحلقة القادمة. Thank you والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.